Misty the Snake. The Rabbit Who Loved Cheese. Once there was a rabbit who loved cheese. But of course, rabbits live in forests and fields where there is no cheese. So every day, this rabbit snuck into people's houses and stole their cheese. One day, a little girl found the rabbit eating her breakfast, and she was very excited. "Mum, Dad," she said, "a little rabbit has come into our home. Can we keep her as a pet?" And so the windows were closed and the rabbit could not return to the forest. Every day they gave her lots of cheese and she was very happy. But one day the window was open and a snake came through it. It saw the fat little rabbit and it thought she looked very good. The rabbit tried to run away, but she was too slow. The cheese had made her fat and lazy and the snake easily ate her. A present for Misty. 5 days ago, I went to the post office to send a parcel. I hate going to the post office. I'm 20 years old, and people of my age don't send letters and parcels. We just use emails and text messages. So I was standing in the queue, waiting to send my parcel. Most of the people there were old, and the queue moved very slowly. An old woman turned to me and said, "You're a young girl, aren't you? Are you sending that parcel to your boyfriend? Or maybe it's a present for your family?" Not exactly," I said.
"Oh?"
she said.
"Who is it for?"
This was the other reason I hated going to the post office. Why did old people like asking so many questions? It really doesn't... Before I could finish, a man ran into the post office. He ran into me and I dropped my parcel. Crash! My present had broken. I had used so much bubble wrap, but it wasn't enough.
"Oh no,"
said the old woman.
"Let me help you."
"No, really, it's fine." But it was too late. She picked up the parcel and smelled it. Now that the glass was broken, the smell was very strong.
"Is that Marmite inside there?"
Everyone in the post office turned to look at me. "Yes," I said. I should have never come. What was I thinking? People started talking. "Marmite? That's horrible! And such a young girl, too." I started to cry. "I'm sorry," I said. I picked up my parcel and ran home. I opened the parcel and cried while I licked the Marmite off the broken glass. Why could nobody understand it? I loved Marmite, and so did my pet snake, Misty. Well, she wasn't my pet. She was my ex-boyfriend's. But I loved her more than him. And she loved me too. As soon as that letter had come through the door, I knew it. I was her real owner, not my ex. "Misty, I'm sorry," I said, getting Marmite on my shirt. "Next time, I'll use more bubble wrap." Brazil isn't safe anymore. "Why do you always do this?" I looked at Misty through the prison bars. My snake was always making problems, and this was not the first time she'd gone to prison. "You're a snake, but that doesn't mean you can sneak into anyone's house and eat their pets." Misty didn't look at me, but she understood. I knew she understood. We had had to leave the United Kingdom because of her. She loved eating pets so much, and the London police had put a bounty on her head. If someone found her and took her to the police, they would get £10,000. £10,000? It was a very big bounty. I really needed the money, but I loved Misty too much. So we came to Brazil. I knew my girlfriend wouldn't understand. She thought Misty was perfect. She didn't know that Misty was killing rabbits every day. One time she even ate a cat. I had tried changing her. I closed all the doors and windows and I gave her mice to eat. But she wouldn't eat them. She only ate people's pets. I tried buying mice that were pets that people didn't want anymore, but it was too expensive. I thought about buying some mice and making them have children. Then I would have food for her and they would be pet mice. But I didn't have time to do that. It's a good thing that I like going to the beach, I said. I can't believe I moved to Brazil just for my snake. There was another reason, of course. It was about my ex-girlfriend, Beverly. She was a bit strange. One day, she decided that Misty loved Marmite. Every day, she tried to give her Marmite. But she was a snake. Snakes can't eat Marmite. One day, I'd woken up to find Misty and Beverly in the kitchen. She had covered Misty in Marmite so that she looked like a Marmite snake. A Marmite snake? I couldn't believe it. Then she started licking off all the Marmite. I almost called the police, but there was the bounty on Misty's head, so I couldn't. But it's okay, I said to myself. Beverly's still in the United Kingdom. She doesn't know where we are. We're safe. Or we will be safe if you stop eating people's pets. Misty said nothing. The police came and opened the prison bars and I took her home. I had to pay a lot of money, but Misty didn't have to stay in prison. But when we got home, there was a parcel waiting for us. I picked it up and saw the address on it, and it came from the United Kingdom. I dropped it. Crash! I knew what was inside. I knew. And then the smell came. She knows where we are, girl. I thought about what to do. My ex knew where we were, but that didn't mean she would come here. Did it? Then I remembered that horrible morning when Beverly had licked the Marmite off Misty's body. I packed my suitcase, took Misty and ran into the street. I called a taxi and told them to take us to the airport. I wasn't going to do this again. Misty's plan. Misty the snake was finally home. Ghana. She had been taken from her country at a young age, and she had to live in that horrible United Kingdom where it was always so cold. So she had done everything to get back to Ghana. She knew that British people loved their pets, so she ate them. Then they put the bounty on her head. That was perfect. She just had to make her owner take her to Ghana. So she waited for the newspaper every day. She took it in her mouth and she opened it to the travel pages. She found pictures from Ghana and stories about it, and she left them on the kitchen table. She used her tongue to change the television channel to find programs about Ghana. She took Beverly's Marmite, it was horrible, and used it to write GHANA on the floor. And her owner had taken her to Brazil. He didn't read the newspaper or watch TV. He didn't even look at the floor. He only looked at his phone, and he had wanted to go to Brazil all his life. So when they were in Brazil, Misty tried again. She watched him and learned how to open his phone. One day, while he was having a shower, she opened his phone with her tongue. Then she opened lots of websites about Ghana. She did this every day. Sometimes her owner said, "That's strange. I didn't open that website." But he never thought it was her. He didn't think that snakes could do that. Finally, she had to give him a reason to leave, and Beverly was perfect for that. Yes, it had been difficult to send a letter as a snake. Licking the envelope was easy, but writing with a snake tongue was very hard. But she had done it. She sent a letter to Beverly asking for her help, and Beverly sent her the Marmite. Everything had worked perfectly. And now, finally, she was in Ghana. She was home. She could eat all the animals she wanted. But right now, there was one animal she really wanted to eat. An animal she had wanted to eat for a very long time. Misty the snake sneaked into her owner's bedroom. He was sleeping. She hoped that he would wake up. It was always more fun when they woke up.